Hi, I'm Josee, Quantum Living Advocate, and in this video, I want to show you how to do a remote scan, any kind of scan, but we're going to start with the inner voice because inner voice is really important to establish the person's energy signature. You first need to create the profile of the person with as many details as possible. The picture is optional, but I personally like to have it, the weight, the height, the date of birth, and the last piece of this energy signature will come from the voice. So first, make sure you have created the person's profile on your AO scan. And then secondly, you need to have this person send you a voice clip. I like to, we need 10 seconds, but I like to ask for 12 to make sure I do have those 10 seconds because sometimes people don't start talking immediately. So there's different ways you could receive a voice clip. It could be through WhatsApp, through Messenger. It could be a voice text that somebody sent you. If somehow the person does not have a cell phone to send you in any of those ways, the person can leave a message in your voicemail on your regular phone, or well, I meant not necessarily your regular phone, but leave a voicemail is really what I meant to say. If somehow none of those things are possible for the person who's calling you, who's leaving you with this voice note, there's always jot form that you can use. Create a form where you add a little widget for the person to record any length of time that you decide. Okay, so now for the sake of this example, I sent myself a recording and I'm going to do a scan. So when it's a brand new person and you're doing this for the first time, what I like is to run the inner voice 3 times in a row. So the first time that I run it, I choose the option that is on the left side of the screen. Well, I don't know if you could see the one that doesn't have the mini vitals attached to it. It just scans the voice and then it's done. So I do this twice in a row. So I make sure my volume on the AO scan is all the way up. My volume on my device that's going to be used to play the clip. I make sure that also is the volume is all the way up. So now I'm going to do the demonstration. I place them like this so that the sound coming out of my device will be picked up by my AO scan. So let's do this. Okay, so I need usually I have it down on a desk and I could press without having to hold my phone. But for the sake of this, I'm going to start. And as it counts down, when it gets to 0, that's when I start playing. I am Josee Roussy, and I'm doing this inner voice scan just as a demo to show how to do a remote scan for someone from a distance. And that's it. All right, so it finished my first initial scan. I don't look at it, don't pay attention to it. I do the exact same thing a second time. Again, I'm not going to do each time now for the demonstration. I do another one where it's just a heart, not just a heart, I mean, just the microphone. So I do this again, blah, 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 blah. Now we're at scan number 2. And sometimes I purposely start the scan later, especially if the person sent me a longer clip. I'll scan a different part of the clip if it's possible. This is not mandatory, but I'm just sharing that this is something that I do. On the third one, that's when I go and I do the scan, the one that has the mini vitals, like the option that's on the right. This will take a little over a minute. It'll do the inner voice scan, but it also will include that mini vitals. And that's important, I find, because it has a lot more information. It will tell you the sub-emotions that the person or you yourself, well, the person, because we're doing a scan on someone else in this video, the sub-emotion that the person is experiencing. It will have recommendations like things from vitals and like all that good stuff that you want to have. So I will do the exact same thing again, this time running with that mini vitals included. So once I have done that, if I'm going to be doing another scan for the person, I feel like now I've established a strong energy signature. So if usually the next scan that I do is a vital scan, then I'll do the vital scan. I like to, personally, that's me, I like to wait to send at least a second vital scan to the person. I know some people, after they've done 3 inner voice, they feel like the signature is strong enough and you could send the first scan. But I personally like to do a scan an optimization, and then I look at it. And if it seems to be a scan that makes sense, like not a lot of wonky stuff happening, sometimes I do send that scan. But oftentimes I wait till later on the day or the next morning, and then I do another scan. And one thing that is important to do is, yes, the scanner is what is doing all the work here, but your intention works in tandem with the scanner. So when you enter somebody in the scanner, like, it's important, in my personal view, it's important to have a clear intention of who that person is that you want to scan. And whenever you are scanning the person, make sure to clear your energy first, shield your energy, then do the scan. And one thing that I did not show is, once the scanning of the voice is done, and the rest of the minute is doing that mini vitals, I walk away so that my energy is not interfering with the energy of the person that I'm scanning. And I really make sure to have a clear intention that I want to scan this person. I want the results to be accurate, the results of the scan. And to me, it's an important part of the process, and I don't get like weird results when I do it this way. If you have any sort of hesitation and you don't believe you can do this, like, it's going to interfere. You have to believe that this can be done, and you have to trust that you'll get good result and intend that you will. So that's how I do it. And it's the exact same way for the other types of scan, whether it's body systems or custom scans. That is how I do it when it's remote. And in my practice, 100% of my scans are remote. They work, they are accurate. I even scan my husband daily as a remote client, just like I would do for anybody else, even if it's right there in the house. Yeah, it's like you either trust that this works or you don't. So that's my view.